coach and the comic. Hello and welcome to the coach and the
Comic.
I am Regi Rodgers, #1 relationship coach. I got my man, my mellow, hanging out with me for another exciting program this week. I got Buddy Lewis. What's up, buddy?
Man, I'm just trying to avoid slappings.
Actor, comedian, Buddy Lewis. He can relate, you know. Buddy, this is so. This right here, man. Listen, we're gonna talk today about how much is too much. That's what we're going to talk about, buddy, because I feel like there are times in a relationship when the one person tries to impress the other. And I think that this is like a heavy burden on the relationship because it really doesn't depict the true presentation of the one person who is actually doing too much to try to impress the other person.
Hmm.
So it's not really a good depiction of who they really are. And in lieu of everything that just happened at the Oscars, what we've witnessed, that slap that is now the slap
Heard
that is all over America. We
around the world. And let me tell you something, man. First of all, I'm just saying, isn't this what got him kicked out of Philly and sent to Bel Air? This same sort of thing.
Buddy, let's watch this video. Let's take a look at this video of the slap that's heard all across America.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay. So we are here.
Buddy, you know, we've already deduced and concluded that he got kicked out of West Philly.
Yeah.
So do you think he's gonna get kicked out of the Oscars?
Man, my face is still hurting. My face hurts. Watching that again, I'm like this. I'm in shock, man. When you see it again for the second time, you just like this. What the hell? Did you see Lupita Nyong'o's face? Did you see the look on her face? She's looking at him like a black mother in a church when the child is acting up and they in the choir, but they see their child acting a fool. She's like, you know, she wanted to go, Nick, if you don't stop this show. You know, she's about to talk through clenched teeth. Like, oh, you lost your damn mind. Because your mother was, oh my gosh, bro. I, when you see it again for like the second, third, thousandth time, you just go, what was, because there's a lot to unpack here, man. There's just so much, you know, there's so much because Chris, people are like, why didn't Chris defend himself? I'm like, first of all, it's like when police come to a house and they're like, they've been robbed, and you go, there was no forced entry because it was a friend that let him in. Will's a friend. He didn't know what he was coming up there for. He's like, oh, what's this? Because I know about script writing for shows. That bit of Will walking up there, I know Chris was like, this ain't in the script.
Yeah.
So he was like, what's going on? So there's a moment of like, what's Will doing? You know, because that's what Chris is. He's shocked that he's walking up there. It's like when Kanye went up on stage that one time and was, no, you don't deserve this award, Taylor Swift. It's for Beyonce. Beyonce won this award, Taylor Swift. or like the time he was on, Kanye was on the show, and they were trying to raise money for Katrina, and he just
Yeah.
went off script, and Mike Myers was like, George Bush don't like black people. George Bush don't like black people, and Mike Myers was like, that's not in the script. That's what happened to Chris Rock. He didn't. He was baffled. He was stuck.
He had that look of what I like to say was a look of ambiguity,
He, like, what the hell is this?
what's going on?
And then when he got hit, you're like, what the? Wait a minute. You're like, this nigga just hit me. This Negro just hit me in my face on national TV. You're like, it's the shock of it all. Like, like, but I'm gonna tell you, there's something in that moment when you can really tell Chris is a true professional. This is a true a
Consummate
consummate true
professional.
professional.
Yeah.
Took a pause and was like, okay, now it's the I call it the black policeman pause. It's the same policeman. It's the same pause black police have when they're about to shoot white people. Because it never happens. You never really see black cops shoot white people. They have a moment of pause, like, if I shoot this person, what's gonna happen? You've never seen a black cop body slam a little 13-year-old white girl onto the concrete. In all the history of video and camera and everything, you've never seen a black policeman body slam a little 13-year-old girl or a child, a white child, or a female child, or old lady. You've never seen it happen. Why? Because black policemen have a pause. They have a pause moment. Chris Rock had that pause moment because he was like, what if and I'm gonna tell you, I don't have it. Because I would have ran after Chris. I would have ran because Will Smith turned his back. That's something you never do in a fight.
He did. He just walked
He walked off like,
away like, okay.
you ain't gonna do nothing. I'm like, man, he I keep saying to myself, man, because you always, as a comic, you're always painting pictures and writing stories, in your head. What would have, could have, what should have, what maybe if. And I'm saying, what if Chris Rock, he would have really knocked Chris out? What would have happened to the show in that moment if Chris Rock, if he would have had a ring on his finger and Temple checked him and knocked him out? Where do we go? What's that? I mean, now, what would have happened if Chris Rock would have said, "Are you off your mind?" and ran off stage and tackled Will as he's going down the steps?
It could have got ugly.
It
It could
could
have
have
got
got ugly.
really ugly.
It could have really got ugly, and that's why I say Chris Rock was the professional in this moment, consummate professional. Because even when you're acting, you go, "Oh, damn, this happened. Let me keep staying the moment." He was like, okay. I mean, you see him clear his head. He's like, wow, okay. Let me finish doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because he had to present. And man, I'm going to tell you, people have been talking about this. He had to present the award for the best documentary. And what, if you look at all of the scenarios and how they fit together and piece together, you go, it's impossible for this to have been written any way else. And that's why, like right now, you think this is the alignment of things to make this happen this way. Only like divine powers could be in effect almost. Because let's go all the way back, Reg. Let's go all the way back. And I'm gonna connect all these dots for you real quick. Watch this. 6 years ago, Chris Rock went after Jada Pinkett and Will Smith for the Oscars and the ceremony not having enough black representation. And Will and Jada wanted everyone to boycott because Will had not been nominated for the movie Concussion, right?
Okay.
So Chris Rock was hosting and did a few barbs against them, and I think the punchline of the joke was the punchline of one of the jokes was Jada Pinkett not boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. Like me being invited to go to Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited, was the joke, right? On and on. He did 3 or 4 barbs about this. Cut to this year, Chris Rock is presenting an award, makes a joke against Jada Pinkett. Will's there, walks on stage, smacks him. What was the award that they're giving out he was about to present? To who? Quest Love for a movie about a documentary about Summer of Soul, which is about Black unity. 2 Black men fighting at the Oscars when one Black man attacks another sister. The other one gets mad, comes on stage and attacks him, right? While the show is being produced by a Black man
And a black woman.
and a Black woman. And the person that did the slapping is a person that was winning an award for playing a father who didn't do this sort of thing and protected his daughters from all and a sundry of insults, degradation, and affronts in the world of tennis, in the white world of tennis. He won an award for playing that man. You can't write this. You couldn't have put this together. Only done by the Illuminati. I'm just saying.
It was crazy.
This is insane.
It was something that we have never seen before. I'm not sure if we'll see it again.
Ever.
But it was on that night that he wins, and this is what he does. He turns his best night of his probably the best night of his career turns into the most embarrassing night of his career.
All on the same night. How do you lose and win on the same night?
It's crazy. That's why I wanted to talk about today. How much is too much? Because again, every stage of a relationship brings a unique set of circumstances. And I think this is very unique because the best night of his career turns into the most embarrassing night of his career. And that's what we're gonna do, buddy. I want the top 5 things you shouldn't do when your date is embarrassing you. Top 5 things you should not do when your date is embarrassed, and how much is too much. Let's look at some of these memes that people have put up, and then I want you to give me the top 5 things you shouldn't do when your
Some
date
of
is
the memes are
embarrassed.
crazy, homie. Some of
Man,
the
let's
memes
look at some of
are
these memes.
outrageous. The internet, I just want to know, let you know, the internet is undefeated with comedy. Undefeated. Like Concrete is undefeated with knocking people out. And Concrete's 101, dog. You are not going to win against Concrete. The internet, undefeated.
Undefeated.
That's the meanest. First of all, I think you should say, just a little tweak is here. Keep your mouth out my wife should be the one.
Right.
I'm just saying.
We got it. What else we got? There she is, buddy. Look at that look.
Look at she is looking like, you know what? Wait till we get home. Remember, that's the look your mama gave you when you in church, and you acting a fool in church. She's giving up that look like, wait till we get home. I'm gonna beat your ass. Look at it. That is the mother's look of like, oh hell no. I know she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna whoop your ass when as soon as we get outside this church. I'm gonna beat your ass.
She had to look like he did not just say that. He did not just do that. What the
The
heck?
hell? She is like, I am gonna whoop your ass when we get home. Oh, what y'all call your daddy? I'm gonna call your daddy. That is the Mm-mm.
Look at but look at Chris's face. Like he's and I mean he just kind of regained his composure so quick, came
Bro.
back around, look at his face.
Bro, that's some WWE MMA shit. That's that's one of them looks where you see where you see the when you see the fist is already you've seen that's the
But I almost thought I did. I thought it was a script I mean, I thought it was just like it
nah
was fake,
see that's
Cause it almost came across like this punch where you said he hit himself so he can make the noise, but he didn't really hit. But he really hit this man.
yeah, it struck him. Hey, listen, bro. Let me tell you something. I've been on those shows, man. They write and rewrite and edit and fudge the jokes and stuff. They do it to infinitum to make sure moments like this don't happen. The only thing that is scripted I mean unscripted on award shows is what the awardees or award winners are going to say. Everything else, bro, is I mean, that's why Chris is so shocked.
Right, right.
That's why he's so shocked when Will is walking up there. He's like, this ain't in the script. Because he's reading a teleprompter. There's no Will walks on stage towards me. There's none of that. That's not happening, bro. That's why I know as a writer and a producer, everything that was so moment was so totally unscripted. That's why they couldn't even cut away from the like they didn't even have time to cut away like cut,
Wow.
bro. Even on football games, bro. That's why even on a football game, you'll see they'll cut away from an argument on the bench. When coaches and players are struggling, they'll cut to something else, go to commercial so you don't see it. They didn't even have time, bro, because the show is live streamed or live tape. There's a 10-second delay. That's why and my ex-wife is a network censor. That's what she does for a living. She told me there was gonna be a meeting on Monday. Every affiliate in the country that caught Will Smith going, keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth.
Yeah.
Every affiliate that played it is getting fined.
Wow.
If you're under the FCC guidelines, almost all of those people are getting fined. Some of them might even get fined for showing the slap, like
And he said that twice. Like he said
twice.
it twice.
And that's why they're like, oh, you should not have you the first time he said it, there should have been a 10-second delay to keep all of that out. All of that. And then when he said it again, anybody that caught it the second time means you weren't on it the first time. So they're going to get fined. And she said that fine's $450,000 per affiliate.
Wow.
And so
That
there
is
are a whole bunch of networks. There are a whole bunch of affiliate stations like that were carrying the feed that should have been on the button.
so that right there alone is probably cause for Will not being invited back to the Oscars.
It could be that he might never be invited back. He might be banned from
Banned. He
from
might be.
coming to the Oscar event. They could do that. They put a lifetime ban on him. And so that means that none of his movies, no matter what he does, will ever be of Oscar consideration.
Wow.
None of them.
Well he better enjoy that one.
And that's a problem for uh, um, a studio that's making a film with Will Smith that people might boycott and or not go see his movies. Like We don't want to do it because now in reality, you've had celebrities that have had problems and issues. Sometimes those people are put on a tier where when it's time to insure the movie, they're it's they're at another level of insurance because they'll do something crazy like walk out, like get high and not be able to make it for a shooting day, or they're subject to get in trouble with the females, on set, or they're so technically difficult that they're difficult to work with, so they will cause issue on set that might cause you shooting delays. So you have to ensure what place you're in has to be okay. Look, we're in Sri Lanka shooting. Okay, so it might be a shootout over here, so we need to cover that.
Right.
We're in the middle of Compton shooting. Okay, listen, we need to cover this. So Will Smith might actually be more expensive to insure because they're like, are you going to go off on the handle and slap somebody? You going to slap a director? What are you going to do? Now it's a whole set of circumstances that now come into play with Will Smith's character now.
Will has built a amazing brand.
Truly.
His whole career, he's built a brand that has made him one of the most iconic figures in Hollywood, one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. So his brand is just incredible. One night, as you said, instantaneously, it can happen just like that. One night of going into a rage over a comment that was about his wife's haircut that he probably could have saved, went about it a little different. So how much is too much? That was to me, that was too much. Buddy, I want you to give me the top 5 things you shouldn't do when your date is embarrassing.
One thing you can't do first is you can't slap them. That's the first thing. You can't slap them down. Don't your wife's doing your boyfriend or your wife is acting a fool in a restaurant. You can't just smash them in the face and go quit it. That's number one. No physical violence. That's the
No
first thing.
physical
Right.
violence,
That's
okay?
the second thing is you can't just leave them. See, some of y'all would think, I just should have left. Nah, you can't leave them. You can't just walk out and leave people who, even if they're acting a fool, sometimes they need a helping hand to help pull them back in. So you just can't walk away from the situation when they're embarrassing you. Because I know I've walked away from women in restaurants when they smacking their food. I'll be like, I'm out. You embarrassing me. I'm out. I don't want to hear this. You slurping this. I'm out. I'm leaving. And you pay for it. So you don't want to just leave. Number three, you don't want to just start streaming Facebook and IG Live at whatever they're doing. You don't want to have. You don't want to just like they're acting a fool. Let me just start. You see, no one pulled out their phone. There was nobody that pulled out a phone.
Listen,
At
nobody
that.
pulled out their phone because I was trying to think of the proper word. I think the word we used on the first half was there was a look of ambiguity, but most of the people in the audience had a look of what I call incredulity.
Nobody. Do you notice? No celebrity pulled out their phone and was like, "What the hell?" You didn't see one picture. It was shot. No phones out. So I just want to say, don't pull your phone out and start taping your date, or your spouse or whatever while they acting a fool. You shouldn't pull your phone out and start taping. Like, look at you. This is what I'm talking about. So you can play it later at like a family reunion or something, or at court. You don't want that. You don't want to have. You really don't want to have evidence. Number four, you don't want to in the middle of whatever is going on. This person is acting a fool. Call up an ex or a side piece and go, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm coming over. You don't want to like start getting a new date for when you're about to leave this one. Reg, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be sitting at a restaurant or something, your date starts embarrassing you. You go, you know what? I'm gonna get on out of here. Hold on, let me call. I'm gonna drop this fool off, and I'm gonna meet my ex at another venue because I'm not dealing with this tonight. So don't call up another date or spouse or ex. I mean, if your spouse or significant other, or boyfriend or something that's acting a fool, girlfriend's acting a fool, don't pull out your phone and call somebody new. That's rude. That's just saying. And lastly, don't be a Karen and call the police on your own date. Don't do that. That is just wrong. Can you imagine if if after Will Smith smacked him, Chris Rock just police come get Will Smith. He's attacking people at the Oscars. Somebody would have called on Will Smith. Don't do that. Don't become a Karen or a Chad or whatever your name is. Don't call the police on your significant other while they acting a fool. Just let them have it. That's just the worst you could do, especially if you're an African American and your date's acting a fool. You call the police on them. Not nice. Not nice.
Not nice. So do you think I'm sure at some point, but do you think that all of the things that Will have done that's been good for his career, the things that he's done that made him who he is, this iconic figure, things that he's done in terms of you know, he's a $20 million per movie guy. Do you think this is going to tarnish? Do you think that this one bad thing is going to be what he's going to be remembered for?
Oh yeah.
That's it. That's what you think.
Uh, it's gonna follow him forever. He's never gonna get out of. I mean, his grandkids will be like, "Granddaddy, don't slap me." Granddaddy, you be slapping people, right? That's gonna be that's gonna be around forever, man. Now, how it affects his career is, Will has so much money that he might be able to do the Mel Gibson. You know, you cut the fool, and hey, I just do my own pictures. But you have to worry about the distribution of a product now is worldwide, is it's going to affect the way people look at him.
Yeah.
It's going to affect the way people kind of. I would like to think that hopefully there's can be some reconciliation, and you know, but it's hard to come back from. It's hard to come back from certain things, physical violence, uh, uh, and I'm just going through the list of things that it's just hard to get over. You know, Physical violence, uh, pedophilia, like dating younger girls, now misogyny, and now to add to that list, gay bashing and hate. It's
Yeah.
hard to get. It's hard to get. It's going to be hard to get over those things, man. It's going to be hard. I
Well,
hope that I hope that he can, but it's going to be difficult,
I hope that he's able to, number one, because he's from Philly. I'm from Philly, so that makes him my homeboy.
right?
So I hope he does because of I think Will is a very talented individual, but
I do too.
he seemed the last few times that I've seen him, he did look troubled. He seemed like he had a lot going on, in his head, in his mind. It seemed like it was a lot happening.
And you know what? You want to see something funny? But I just thought about that look Lapita had on her face
Yeah,
is the same one Will had when he was sitting at that red table and Jada was explaining entanglements.
she emasculated him, man.
It was
Yeah,
the
he that's how,
shock.
that's how he was looking at,
He was
just like
looking at
yeah.
just like that. He had that look of that blank stare on his face, like, are you? Wow. Seriously? I mean, it was the same. All the life has been sucked out of this moment right now. I mean, so it's the exact same look. I would love to put those two pictures up, Lapita and Will, And half the audience and Will just, I was like, man, it's the same look. And
I hope we can pull that look up again. I wanna see her
oh,
look. Let's see. I hope we can do we have that look?
we gotta find it, man. You gotta find it. It's like, and but Jada Pinkett has asked for healing. She said it's time to heal. I'm like, yeah, especially Chris's jaw. That's the first thing that's where the healing starts.
See, there it is. There it is.
Now look, that's Lapita's look. Now see, and look at Will. Look at Will. See the look he has on his face and Lapita's look. Now go to that red table when Will is looking at. Go to that red table. Will listens to Jada explain entanglements, and you'll see the same look. He's like this. It's a blank stare, dude. It's a lot. There's a
Wow.
lot to unpack here. Cause I'm gonna tell you something, man. Me and my friend were talking about this. Uh, you don't know what happened in the limo ride over there. You know, you don't know what happened, and we don't know if we don't know what happened 2 hours earlier when poor Jada was deciding whether she's gonna, go through her entire wig collection and throwing wigs on the bed and getting upset, and he's watching her just go through all this pain and trauma of trying to, you know, you don't know what happened.
Right, right.
You don't know how much trauma she went through getting dressed for that event, coming out, and him looking at his wife struggle and crying in the limo like my hair is gone. And you know how women do when they getting self-conscious about stuff? A woman can ride something, they'll have a spot on their or something, and I'm just like, no one can see it. No, but it's like no one can see. You're like, no one can see it. And then all of a sudden, you get to the thing, and the first thing somebody goes is, "Hey, you got a spot." You don't know what happened, bro.
So there may have been some build up aggression.
Bro. There,
Something was built up there. But I feel like it was I definitely feel like there was some build up aggression, but I feel like it wasn't just a ride over. I think it was something that has been accumulating over a period of time because he just he was very troubled to me. He just seems very troubled in his spirit to me.
obviously, obviously, he troubled. He troubled.
He-
He's real troubled now.
Man,
And Chris Rock
and
did something. You got to commend Chris Rock too. Chris Rock said Chris Rock did not file charges, but I mean, I mean, he could go, hey, you know what? You know what I mean? Because because the police department said it. He can always file charges. He hasn't done it yet, but he can. If I were Chris Rock, people, you know, and you really wanted to stick it to Will, you could be like, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna press, but dog, I'm sure gonna need you to you need to write me a check. You need to write me a check.
well,
I
Chris
yeah,
Chris Rock not hurting. He not hurting for very much.
I don't care. You know what? Yes, he is. He's hurting. His jaw is fucked up, Reggie. His jaw is hurting. How much pay? How many millions? How many days your jaw? I need 1 million. I need 10 million for
For
every
every
day.
day that I needed to
Every
heal
day.
up.
Every day my jaw clicks. Every day I feel like this. When I do this, every day that I got to do that when I'm chewing on this side of my face, I'm gonna need $1 million. You got it.
Wow, yeah, it's something, man. Only thing that I can say is it seems like there's a lot of dysfunctionality because here you have someone who has fame, fortune, but it didn't look like he has any peace.
Mm. Now that's
Fame, fortune, but no peace.
bro, and that is another lesson learned. That no matter how much money you got, no matter how much fame you have, there are other forces working in your life that can overcome and control you and make you do things out of yourself, even when you have all that.
Yeah, Yeah.
And if that's not the lesson to be learned, if that's not one of the best lessons to be learned, that money and fame don't buy you peace. They
Mm-mm.
don't. They You can't buy peace. You
Yeah.
can't buy the
Mm-mm.
kind of you can't buy the kind of satisfaction that will allow you to go. You know what? That was, and then even for Jada too. And I say this, I mean, yeah, it was a bad joke, and she has alopecia and whatever's going on, but even the same kind of peace that would not her allow you to go, you know what, bump you, Chris Rock, kiss my ass, and just let it go, let it go. She don't have peace either with it.
That's why I said it's a lot of dysfunctionality going on, man, in that home. A lot of that's a disjointed, dysfunctional, and there's no unity. It doesn't seem like so. Therefore, there's disunity. So we got disjointed, dysfunction, and disunity all in that same household, and so consequently, they have no peace, man, and it's crazy.
And now you got disrespect.
Good one.
You got disassociation from your money. You got a whole bunch of disses in there.
Disassociation from the Oscars.
Yeah, you disassociated from being invited back to the Oscars. You got a lot of disses in there, Reggie.
Look at this.
I need you to get some distance. Look at that. Oh
Look
my
at the
God.
audience.
Look at
Look at the
Mel
audience.
Gibson. Look at Mel Gibson. He's like,
What
oh
the
hell no. Mel
hold
Gibson's like, you finna get the same thing I got, Will. Look
that
at,
so
oh
so
my
is
gosh.
so
Look at the
that
little
is the
boy like,
audience's reaction? Man,
bro.
that is the epitome of that is the look of incredulity right there.
Oh man, look at Ryan Gosling is like, oh shit.
Is that
Oh
Dr. Dre?
no, that's I don't know who that is. I don't know who that brother is. I don't know sure. But look at Mel Street. She's acting her ass off. Like, oh, ah! Look at the little boy. No, Will, no.
Did he just really do that?
You should have seen The Rock. His man, The Rock had a look on his face like The Rock was like I have never slept like that.
Now let
And
me ask you
I'm known for the
let
he's
me ask you a
known for
question.
slapping.
Let me ask you a question, buddy.
Mm,
Had The Rock been the MC for the night,
and made that joke?
and had he made that joke, would Will have gone up and smacked him?
Hell no. No, he would have been like, ah, ha, ha, ha. First of all, I'm gonna tell you, I was talking about this, and this is when we were talking about doing too much. See, because I'm getting to I'm going to get to a sensitive subject right now, Reg. I'm getting sensitive right now. So, because people were asking, because everybody's doing it. I wish he would have done that to me. Everybody's saying, I wonder if, and every girl is asking, would my dude do that for me? And so I'm asking. So you're in a relationship, Niecy Nash style.
Okay.
Should Jessica have ran up there and slapped somebody who's making a joke? Should a female have run up there and, you know, defended their wife like that? Does a female expect their female partner to, I mean, as masculine as they may be, should that masculine female charge another person to defend their is that the expectation?
Interesting. That's a good question. I like for people listen, those of you watching, I'd like to see what your comments are. Put your comments below. Let's hear. I would love to hear. And while you're putting your comments, listen, please subscribe to our channel. We want to keep bringing you more and more and more content like this, the coach and the comic. So subscribe to our channel while you guys are watching this now.
I'm just
Subscribe.
asking. I,
But I
what,
think that's a I don't know, buddy. Let me change directions on that for you. I want to change directions.
mm-hmm,
You're a comedian.
mm-hmm,
You're well known. People
mm-hmm.
know you. You write for these type of shows.
Yeah, I'm not
So
well known enough, but yeah, go ahead.
let's say you were at Chris Rock. you were the one, and you had made the joke, and you were the one on that stage, and he came up and smacked you. How would you have handled it?
First of all, no. Yeah, remember I told you about that moment of discretion
Yeah.
that the black police have. You, I'm not worried about that. At 6'3", 260 pounds, that ain't gonna happen. You that ain't gonna happen. And nobody's going. I don't care how. I don't care how. I mean, you have to really. If somebody's gonna approach me like that, they come in with a weapon, and I'm gonna be prepared. Because I'm not. I'm not. I'm being honest. I'm
But
not.
you know what we need right now? We need a caption of you when you were in the movie when you were that big guy. What's the
Oh,
we need that caption of you right now, right here
yeah,
when you
yeah, yeah. Like from the movie Big Stan when I was
yeah, we need that
yeah.
right now, buddy.
Bro, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, man. In real life, people know who they're gonna go after.
Uh-huh.
People know sometimes sometimes you'll attack somebody like that's lesser than, but a lot of times you think I can take this person. I can handle. I'm going to be able to uh make a move on this individual, and I don't care about the outcome. Because I think I can take him.
Yeah.
He what Mike Tyson doesn't worry about people running up on him. It's not gonna happen
Yeah.
because in your mind, okay, he's a professional boxer, and he's Mike's not. You don't know what's on Mike's mind. You don't know what's on Mike Tyson's mind. I'm gonna tell you what. I said this the other day, jokingly. I said, I don't think he would have ran up on somebody like Laverne Cox.
But buddy,
Because
buddy, we got the Rock's reaction. Let's take a look at it. I got it
look,
right here. Let's look at
look
this
at the
right
rock. Look.
Look at that.
He's got the people's eyebrow raised. He's like, what the hell?
Look at the one over here with her hand on her mouth though. Like, oh my
Oh
gosh.
my God. That's not, I mean, that's Charlize Theron. She's like, oh hell no. Look at Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson is the only one going, you know, I I've seen that type of anger and I got arrested.
Is that who's the one on in the very first one? Is that Matt Damon? Who's that?
That's
Matt
Matt
Damon.
Damon.
Man.
He's like, Matt Damon is like, I I've seen Ben Affleck be that angry drunk and never done it. Everybody is shocked, bro. Look at the little boy. He's like,
I
oh
know,
my,
look
he's
at the
like,
guy next to the little boy. He's sitting there like, "What
what the
the."
hell just happened? Because no one can believe. I'm telling you, it's
Because
twofold.
and it was Will. They're
It's
probably sitting there
Will
like,
Smith.
"We
Like,
can't believe that this was Will Smith that did this." Now, if it
what?
was Kanye, they probably wouldn't be surprised.
No, exactly. If listen, if it were Cat Williams, people would be like,
We expect that from
"What
this guy.
Cat? If it were, if it were, if it was some other people, Kanye, you get it. You go, okay, okay, this dude's eh, Johnny Knoxville. You go, okay, but Will Smith, Will Smith, man, he's the epitome of control. He's the epitome of calm.
Yeah.
The epitome of
Just having it
controlled
together. His
excellence,
presentation is he's always
rep savvy. He's
yes,
always
yes,
protecting his brand.
yes,
Now,
yes. He
I
always
do want to.
keeps us cool.
I do want to say this, but people need to understand. They need to go back a few years ago. Will Smith has this is in him.
I
This
know
is
where you're
in him.
going. You talking about when he smacked the guy when the guy kissed him on
In
his
the mouth, exactly.
I
And
saw that. Will smacked
Will
the
Smith was on the red carpet,
report. I
and,
saw that.
and the reporter was one of those jackass reporters that was always, doing stuff like making a scene on the red carpet. That was his thing. That's his shtick. Kissing people in the mouth, licking people. He's always doing stupid shit. Bruh, Will Smith smacked him in the mouth.
He did. I remember that.
So it can happen. I mean, he's been there before. and see, here's the thing, man. You got to remember. Um, I just want to let this be known. He's from Philly.
What you saying? All right, so now
No, no,
what are you
no.
saying, buddy?
I'm saying, y'all people in Philly are a little. Y'all have some anger issues in Philly. You threw snowballs at Santa Claus. Y'all had a jail in your football stadium.
And
Y'all,
we did.
okay?
Yes, we
Philly
did.
is known for listen, you get bashed in the face with a cheesesteak in Philly. you go to Philly. Philly's hardcore.
It
Okay?
is. It is
Philly's
hardcore.
hardcore. They don't mess around in Philly. And I'm just saying, it's in there. You don't know. I mean, hey, you don't
You
know
def
what's going to
you
make
definitely
you.
have to have your game face on, and Philly has this thing where it's kinda like a stare off. You don't expect someone to speak to you because they don't speak. They look at you,
They just
and you better
you
look
say
back.
good
You
morning
better
in
look
Philly, they'll
back,
be like,
bro.
"What are
They
you?
don't
What are you?
Yeah, yeah,
What are
yeah.
you a punk?"
It's doesn't happen. You gotta have that game face on, so I get it.
24/7.
You do.
That's why you're. What is Philly known for? All of the teams in Philly are known for scrapping. They blue collar scrappy. The Eagles, the the Phillies, the 76ers. Listen,
Even
they
all the
known for
even
scrapping.
all the boxers
All
that
the
came from
boxers.
Philly were called brawlers. They were known as brawlers.
The executioners started in Philly. I'm talking about
Yeah.
Danny Green. Danny Green and my boy did a documentary about it. Philly is hardcore. Joe Frazier is hard. Rocky is from Philly. Y'all got a statue. Let me tell you how hardcore Philly is. As my boy Bill Burr said, y'all are so hard. Y'all had a statue of a fictional boxer while Joe Frazier was living in squalor up above his own gym. And Philly is hardcore. Y'all got a crack bell in Philly. Y'all are hard.
On
So,
another note, this man is talking about my hometown, and so I'm going
but
we
but
grade shift
but,
here,
but,
buddy.
but
You
hold on,
talking
man.
about my
Hold on.
hometown now, man.
Hold on, but wait. See, here's the reason why I could talk about your little hometown, Reggie. I'm from Gary, Indiana. How rough am I? What? I'm from the sticks, so I know them.
Yeah. You're from the
I'm from the hood, Reggie.
Gary's fame is Mike the Jacksons.
Yeah,
2300 Jackson Street.
that's what we known for. Yeah,
Right? Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
being the murder capital of the world. That's it. At one time, we were the murder capital of the world. Gary wants his title back.
Murder capital of the world. Buddy, we gotta transition. We love doing what's trending. And so we've been talking about how much is too much. That is definitely what's trending. But we always have to throw some words out there and see if
Okay,
you can give me
okay,
the meaning
let's go for it.
of these
Hmm.
words as we get ready to wrap. This has been a great show, man. How
Hmm.
much is too much? Buddy, I got some words for you. Let's see what's
Okay,
trending on these words. Let's see what you got.
I got
You
answers.
you ready for the first one?
Go ahead.
First one is Kanye.
Oh, Kanye.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this I'm almost sure I know what this is. I'm almost sure I know what this is. This is when you're so pussy whooped. And I said it. You are pussy whooped so bad that even when it's over, you can't get over that it ain't over. So you do stuff like stalk.
How much is too much, right?
You just go out of your way. You're doing too much to hang on to something that's already gone.
That's a good one. That's pretty much so Kanye just means someone who has the narcissistic capacity of Kanye and makes the other person believe they are a god.
Mm. Yeah, well, hey, First of all, I would have left after you made them ugly ass tennis shoes. I would have been gone. I've been like anybody's mind that can make you want to put those things on your feet, those those plastic baskets on your feet.
You say
I
you
would.
out.
I'm out. Them sandal baskets and everybody that has them, like, yo, man, these are comfortable. No, it doesn't matter. You look like you are wearing. It looks like you are wearing the honeycomb hideout on your feet.
The Yeezys. All right, I got
Mm-mm.
another one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Glam boozled.
Glamboozled. Okay, this is when I know what this one is. I know what this one is. This is when you and your white friends or these are when white friends allow a white person to put on dark makeup to make themselves look like a black person. Like you want to, it's almost like you being in blackface, but it's makeup. So you're like in brown, kind of lighter brown face. It's like you're trying to be glamorous, but you're doing some bamboozling of your skin tone.
Okay, I like it. It's this is a form of ghosting,
Mm.
but it makes ghosting glamorous. It's when a person is all glammed up for a date. They spend hours doing their hair, putting on their best clothes, their makeup, and the date cancels at the last minute.
Oh,
You've been glamboozled.
oh man. Okay. Okay. That just sounds like you're being stood up. You've been ditched. That's like hey, he ain't coming.
Listen.
She had better options, pimp. That's what that sounds like. You've been optioned out.
Hey, we gotta get ready to close. We normally do our last segment on relationships and goofy relationship stories, but I think we've told a goofy relationship story throughout this
Yeah, yeah,
whole.
man. We've been on one goofy relationship. That man, there were a whole bunch of relationships that were goofy. The relationship between actors and the Oscars, the relationship between uh, uh, comedy and offense. We got a whole bunch of relationships that we talked about here, Reg. We can save that till next time.
Yeah, I agree, buddy. This has been uh a fun segment to do with you. I couldn't wait to do this segment with you because I knew that you were going to bring the funny. You being the comedian that you are, I knew you was going to bring the funny and give us a very comedic perspective on what just transpired on this past weekend.
Bro, Reggie, you know what I was hoping, man, what you could do for me, man, is what do you do? Just give some advice, man, to all these people out here that are going through something, man, and you see something, when it's starting to get to that point where you're angry and frustrated with your partner, or you seeing your partner be put in a position, because listen, man, I think every dude has been every dude has probably been in a situation, or every female who you have a partner has been in a situation where you've been have to defend your your common partner, or your date. What do you do in those instances when you're angry and it's happening in the moment? How do you kind of diffuse yourself to come down from that, so you don't do something like run up, slap somebody, pull a gun, do something crazy? What do you can do in those moments of tension?
So here's what I would suggest, though. What I would suggest is not wait until you get to those moments. You take the necessary steps to prevent those moments. And
Mm,
so, those necessary steps that you do to prevent those moments, there's an old saying that says, build it right the first time so that you don't have to go back and rebuild it again. So,
mm,
what happened with Will and Jada, everybody knew that they had an open relationship. It was well
mm,
known. They stated that. So,
mm,
they built something that had a lot of cracks.
mm,
They built something that derailed. And
mm,
so now what we see that it has derailed because they didn't build it right.
mm,
When a train derails from the track, what it does is it makes the inspectors go and investigate why that train derailed and where it derailed and what caused the derailment. That's what the inspectors do
mm,
when they see that. And so now I would suggest that since you're at that place, you need to go check now to see why is it derailing,
Mm-hmm.
what caused the derailment, and then to thine own self be true. And it's what I call check yourself into AA.
Mm-hmm.
That is an accurate assessment. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure now you take an accurate assessment and be as truthful as possible, because if you're not truthful, you can't get freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Truth truth equates to freedom. It is the truth that you know that has the ability to make you free. So, check yourself into AA, and that is do an accurate assessment so that you can see why it has derailed. And now we need to, what do we need to do now when we build it again so that it doesn't derail?
I think that's genius. I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, because I know when one I think DL Hughley said the same thing similar. He was like, "Listen, when planes go down, they don't go down because of one failure, because you have redundant systems to try to take over when something else happens and it takes over. You know, you keep there are processes to take over when something fails." And I think that's good advice. You gotta do that with your relationship. You gotta have redundant systems to when this fails, let me try this, let me do this, let me do this, and go and check and find out why I'm having failures in these areas and rebuild it and fix it. Because that's what they do after every plane crash or train wreck. They go back and they go, okay, we can fix this, make this better, change
Yep,
something. So
yep,
that's
yep.
good advice.
Check yourself into AA, man. It's important, and I don't mean. Alcoholics Anonymous. I know that's where everybody thought when you say that, that's where everybody
Mhm.
thinks you're going. But I'm saying check yourself into an accurate assessment of yourself so that you can be true to yourself.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not going to AA because I'm no quitter. I'm gonna just keep doing what I do.
You that do, but that's because you that dude, buddy, buddy.
I'm not going to AA because I'm no quitter.
you that, you are that guy, buddy. What you got? You got anything coming up? Tell people how they can find you. What's going on, man? And you
Yeah,
guys,
man.
listen. Please subscribe, subscribe right down below. Subscribe to our channel. Tell people, tell everybody. Catch us every Friday, 6 o'clock. And if you don't catch us on Friday, 6 o'clock, of course, we're always there, accessible, so you can catch it on another time. But go ahead, buddy.
Yes, man. That no quitter joke is DL's. I just pilfered that. Anyway, I hope he won't come up and slap me. Listen, I'm doing shows every month at the ETA in Chicago at 7558 South Chicago. We have shows every month on the first of the month. This month, coming up Friday. I mean, coming up this weekend, or I hope this will be out before Saturday. But if not, doesn't matter. Just know that every first Saturday of the month, we're going to be at the ETA in Chicago doing shows. I'm producing those shows. I might host some of them. I'm hosting this weekend George Wilburn and Kenny Howe. You can find me on Instagram at the Real Buddy Lewis Jokes, and you can find me at Buddy Lewis Jokes on Twitter and on Facebook. So please hit me up and please subscribe. Subscribe to the show. Reggie, take it away, baby.
Hey, what's that thing that George Wilburn does? What's that? He does something.
The hand,
Yeah,
gotta
the,
wave. The Wilborn
the
way.
Wilborn wave. Yes, it. Hey, you guys can catch me on Instagram at Regi Rodgers, Instagram, on Twitter at Regi Rodgers, Facebook C Regi Rodgers as well. And again, subscribe to our channel. Tell somebody, tell a lot of somebody's about the coach and the comic. Buddy, we'll be back again for another great show next week.
Man, I had a great time, Reg. And we're gonna fight. We're gonna be careful this week, man. Listen, don't let anybody just run up and slap you, Reg. Please don't let it happen.
Gotta see you later, man.
Out for slap.